let's start on time so we could be professionals or whatever. I love
Professionals or whatever.
or whatever.
Listen, the president comes on this show every week.
I know we got. Oh, I almost said Trump. Trump's a huge fan.
Trump is a huge fan.
Anyway,
we're going to get a lot done.
We are going to.
We are.
Welcome.
Welcome, guys. It's episode 31 of America Through a Rocks Glass. That is insane. 31
weeks, and we're still just the same assholes we were before. See, we didn't sell out.
Man, I spent at least 3 or 4 weeks doing shows we didn't post with your ass too. It's like, how do we talk online to each other?
Well, what? Thanks, Jen. Appreciate you. Yes, today is my live day. I do appreciate that. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show.
Today is a live day.
It is. For those of you who don't know.
That is awesome. Let's kick it off, man. What are you drinking tonight?
Oh, today is a special day because it's a live.
Oh shit!
So it is a special day. So we're gonna work out the 10th Mountain Whiskey.
Oh,
open once a year kind of a thing. I mean, maybe not once a year, but it's something special for sure.
Nice.
What about you?
I'm drinking Tito's with some of this Green Rockstar shit. I love
Green Rockstar. Oh, that's the green apple one.
Yeah, with Tito's is outstanding. Outstanding.
Yeah, I'm more a fan of the Rockstar than I am the Tito's.
I'll probably toss back a couple shots of Fireball during the show too. Let's see what happens.
Oh, okay. Well, calm down there, you lush.
Hell yeah, 1 day a week. Hi, Mom. My mom says hi.
Oh man.
So what happened to you this week, man? Anything good?
No, nothing, man. I'm enjoying the unemployed life, the normal. I actually, I do have some news. My wonderful fiance, she ended her time at the Air Force Academy today, which was really amazing. She's in the Army, for those of you who don't know, but she did a little internship in the Air Force or at the Air Force Academy. Then she did some really amazing things, and they honored her with an award, which was, for those of you who don't know about the military, wearing awards from different branches is a pretty big deal. So yeah, this is a really awesome thing, and really, we're all really proud of her. So just want to give her that little shout out there. Yes,
congratulations, Kate.
Yeah, she deserves every bit of it. She's a monster, like absolute monster. It's awesome. So
how's this 40-year-old thing going, man? What's it like being 40? You got your AARP card yet? You good?
No. So it feels a lot like 30, but with way more joint pain. Like
and Metamucil.
That's a Metamucil. Yeah, my bedtime is now 7:30 officially. Somebody came by and told me that I had to go to bed at 7:30.
Yeah.
To continue living on past 40, and then I eat oatmeal for breakfast and Metamucil for dinner or for lunch and dinner. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm still having a problem.
Yeah, they're already starting to break down. That's what the Metamucil is for. It's supposed to get it working again and moving where it's supposed to go.
Yeah. No, man, it's good. It's good. We're Justin came out to Colorado, and we had a little birthday celebration. His birthday's coming up here pretty soon, in a couple of days. So happy early birthday to Justin. And then man, not a whole lot. Yes, I did. Screw you.
He's fucking double dipping now. He's getting the senior discount and the military discount.
That's right. Basically, I walk in, they give me money. It's fun. It's usually just like a sack of nickels, but yeah, they give me money.
A sack of nickels and a glass of prune juice. You're ready to go.
And then I count the nickels, and every once in a while I'll see an old one and go, "Ooh, an old one. This one's
buffalo nickel."
I bet a buffalo, but it's worth money. Yeah, it is.
Nice, man.
How was yours? How was your week, man? Mr. Killing it at Orange Theory over there. Sorry, no names, but Mr. at Colored Theory. Nope, that's not right.
Green Theory. Green Theory sounds weird. No, it was good, man. We went with the kids out to this like petting zoo thing. I pulled a tractor. That was fun.
Yeah.
And, the kids had a blast.
And you won?
Well, I played against myself.
You used to playing with yourself, I hear you.
Always. I mean, that's how you pass the time.
That's how you pass the time.
No, it was fun though, because there's a couple of dads that were like trying to pull it together and they couldn't figure it out. And then I just went over and beasted it.
Oh,
Like, hell yeah.
Oh, watch out.
And then I was sore for 3.5 days. Like, I couldn't fucking, my neck hurt. I'm like, why does fuck my neck hurt?
You had to use your neck muscles. Use every single muscle in your body. You got like toe cramps and butt cheek hurts.
But aside from that, man, yeah, no police raids this week. Nothing interesting really happened as far as my life.
Nothing interesting. I don't believe that.
But hey, today's the first day I went out to a store and nobody was wearing masks when I was there. It was everyone was like, wow, I could see people's fucking faces. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It felt weird. Looking forward to it though, definitely. So the CDC did come out and say, get the fucking mask off your face as long as you're vaccinated, they said.
Yeah. So, sorry, my phone's blowing up here. So, yeah, the Kate actually bought us lanyards. As long as you carry your whatever shot record, no, what's that called? Vaccine card. Yeah, you can go into places without masks. So
who said about the vaccine card?
you got to be able to prove that you're vaccinated.
What? I don't think so.
Yeah, CDC, right? You got to prove that you're vaccinated.
I think they just said vaccinated people. I don't think they can make you prove it. But aside from that, I mean,
well, then what's the difference? Then it's just like any fucking asshole can walk around and say I'm vaccinated and not wear a mask anymore.
Yeah, but if you're fully vaccinated, who the fuck cares? I mean, you're not going to get sick from them. Fuck them. Let them get sick.
Until his shit mutates and then you get sick from them again.
Well, I mean, look, it's like it's been a fucking year. So if you don't want to take a vaccine and you don't want to wear a mask, then you get what you pay for at this point. I mean, I'm ready to move on with my life. Ew, people.
Yeah, just saying.
Yeah, you don't have to prove it.
You don't have to prove it? Oh, I thought you had to prove it.
No, because people were going all fucking stupid. Like, oh, no, unvaccinated people are going to take their masks off and it's just going to give them a reason. And it's like, well, don't. Who cares? Yeah, you're the asshole, Ray. I know.
True that. That's a true story. But you got that award. You got that I'm an asshole award. Yeah. Lifetime Achievement Award for being an asshole consecutively every day of his life.
Well, he's hilarious. He wears these like Jesus masks to the airport and he trolls people. Like they get all mad at him for having a Jesus mask on. So they want to wear a regular non-Jesus mask. He puts it up on his Facebook all the time. It's pretty funny. People get mad at him for Jesus.
Oh boy. No, so I mean I think it's, I think it's obviously a step in the right direction. Everyone wants to get back to normal, right? So
yeah, I think if you're, no matter what you think about COVID, no matter what you think about masks or anything else, it's a step in the right direction. So either the government's going to slow the fuck down or, the virus is starting to slow the fuck down. So either way you look at it, it's a good thing for everybody. So it's a turning point.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what do you think? When do you think the world, when do you think our world is going to get back to normal? Not the whole world, because fuck, good luck with that.
I don't know. It depends on if we have another outbreak. If we have an outbreak, in the next couple of months when everyone taking their masks off in summer and concerts opening back up and shit like that, then, if it goes good, then we're going to be fine. If there's outbreaks, we're going to be fucked again. Whoa, what?
I don't know. You, Ray, you know what to do. Dick Pics 2024.
Yeah, I'll vote for him.
When you think we're gonna get back to normal? Yeah. Let me guess. When Trump gets back in office? Is that what we're talking? Was that a political joke? Was that a political joke?
Oh, Ray,
guy.
Dude, he's gonna be almost 80 by then. You don't want him as a fucking president. He's crazy when he knows what's going on. He's crazy. You don't want Biden as a president, and you certainly don't want a slightly more delusional Trump. I mean, not even delusional, just like slow.
This guy gets Alzheimer's and he forgets where he put the football. Like, what the fuck?
He's like, it's gonna be huge.
So I was taking a dump on my golden toilet and I lost the briefcase. Oh man.
I mean, go ahead.
No, you. I gotta answer text messages and stuff because I'm so popular. Get that.
Oh,
get mine, kids. I'm popular.
Well, the crazy thing about the mask thing is people are now saying that they're just coming out and taking away the masks now just to cover up, Joe Biden's really bad week.
I would almost vote for him. Just for his fucking raggedy Wolverine beard thing he's got on his face.
Dude, I bet you if he runs again, he shaves the beard off. I bet you he goes full on Eddie Munster again.
Dude, oh my God. Sheldon for press, only if it's Katie.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Oh yeah.
To laugh at that dollar store Wolverine. God, dude, what a piece of shit.
And like there was no phase of it coming in either. It was like he was media silent for 6 or 7 weeks, and then boom, he had this fucking butch beard.
He's like the Odessa of facial hair on his face.
Trump's like, listen, Ted, you need to butch up a little bit. He's like, I got this.
You need to butch up. He's like, you know what? I could do that. Nope. No, you can't.
Man, did you see this thing with this pipeline got hacked? You see that shit? This gas shortage, all that shit going on with it?
I did. People are losing their fucking minds, man. I got friends. Obviously, I got friends all over the country in my Facebook.
Oh, obviously, you're so fucking popular. Oh man.
No, because I'm homeless. I'm like a vagrant. I just like wander around.
I've slept on his couch. I've slept on his couch.
Oh, I've definitely slept on your couch and your floor. But yeah, man. And there's people talking. Friends that I have like on the East Coast, Southeast, kind of Florida, Georgia, West Virginia, that kind of area that way. And man, they're like, yeah, I've been in line for an hour and a half, probably another hour and a half to get gas.
Holy shit.
And it's the only one that has gas in this station. So I can't even go anywhere else to go somewhere else. I'm like, there's not a gas station within an hour and a half of you. He's like, no, this is the only one.
Wow. I remember the last time something like this happened. It was a few years ago. Our boss went out and got 500 gallons of gas and parked it in the shop so we could fill up our trucks if we needed to.
Wow.
And that's the problem. People doing that shit, man. I seen pictures of people putting it in grocery bags, trying to figure out where the fuck they could have put.
There's that picture of that Asian lady who's filling up grocery bags, and that shit was around during the Trump administration. That picture is old. That's an old picture. But there are pictures like that where that's like filling up trash bags and shit, and that's new. But that Asian lady one that's filling up a grocery bag, that's old. That's an old one. But yeah. I got a bag of gasoline if you need it. Oh, there you go. Anyone who needs gas, just call up this guy.
Jay's got a bag.
3 days.
But man, I wouldn't leave the house. That's a reason to not go to work. Like, bro, I don't got gas. Fuck it. I can't go.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. 3 days.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it's just the truth.
But yeah, Josh is right up here, man. They paid a $5 million ransom. So that's not the right one.
No.
They paid a $5 million ransom to get their shit opened back up so people can get gas again. And that's scary as hell.
Yeah, that is really scary. I mean, it really is. The fact. So here's my argument here. Why are you paying them? Like I get the idea, and apparently this is a thing that happens often with some of these hacker groups. They usually do smaller hits, and it's like they're going to hack companies for $20,000 or $10,000 or whatever. And this is the first like major one that has affected a lot of people.
Yeah, I used to work on a lot of computers in the oil field. There was one company especially always had ransomware on the computers. We had to go out there and just give it all their shit. It was constant. It locks it down completely. And I mean, they shut a whole pipeline down. It's nuts. And it's nuts that our infrastructure is not strong enough to lose one pipeline without gas shortages.
Yeah. So this is my point. Not negotiating with terrorists, and now everyone's going to be hacking. That's absolutely my point, is that if we start paying these people, then it's like every fucking dude with a V for Vendetta mask is going to come around trying to like hack people. I mean, it's just, you're just inviting people. And I just, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. I'm sorry to the people who are having trouble getting gas right now, but I mean, for fuck's sake, like we can't pay everyone.
Yeah.
I
personally, I feel like the government should have got involved and put an end to it. Maybe, not necessarily paid it, not pay the ransom for the people, but like you had to have the resources to shut these motherfuckers down.
Yeah. I mean, a little too late. It's a little too fucking late. We got a job posting on for building another pipeline.
Well, they had Rick Moranis in a Ghostbusters outfit, but he didn't cut it. He did not get the job done.
No, see, back to what you're saying. I disagree. I don't think the government should step in to help private industry. They should have had a fucking job posting up 2 years ago, not suddenly, we need to fix the hole that's in the boat. You need to make sure there's no hole in the fucking boat before you go out in the water.
I feel like that way I think it works good if we're talking about Coca-Cola or, the fucking ice cream factory being shut down. We're talking about gasoline. That's different. That's not just a normal thing. You know what I mean? That's people's livelihood, even getting to work, going to work, everything.
Well, you think people who work at Chuck E. Cheese don't have lives?
What?
Huh? Ice cream, Coca-Cola. Sorry.
Oh, they do.
They're not as many, not as good as oil workers. Is what you're trying to say?
What I'm saying is, if the Coca-Cola plant goes down, there's not going to be lines out the door for a Coke. It's not going to affect people's lives the same way.
Listen, you've obviously never had enough Coke. No, listen, I agree. I understand what you're trying to say is that, hacking into, but what, hey, First off, man. I'd be an amazing Sigourney Weaver. So kiss my ass, Justin Lang. You only proved my point. Also, I'm still mad at you for not coming to the wedding. So,
God damn it, son of a bitch! Yeah, hey, right. There's no mask now. You can come to the wedding. There was the practice runs for the last 10 years. They've been practicing to shut the pipeline down.
That's just the terrorist itself. Anyway, but so I get what you're saying that hacking Coca-Cola or something isn't nearly as affecting of other people's lives as a oil pipeline or a fuel pipeline for sure. But is the government need to step in every single time something goes wrong? Like we did this with the auto industry back with Obama, right? We did this with the banks and with everyone. I mean, I know that's different, it's bankruptcy and stuff like that, but it's government stepping into a private industry. I don't think that they need to. I get it.
I mean, I look at it a little differently. I think it's more of an attack on the country versus just fucking with a private company. And I think, figure out who the fuck they are and bomb the shit out of them, make it so they don't do it again. I'm not talking about paying the ransom.
You're talking, you're not talking about paying the ransom?
No, I'm not talking about paying the ransom. I'm talking about getting rid of these motherfuckers. Like the government should intervene that way and figure out who's doing it and put an end to it, and not
send in SEAL Team 69 to go and shoot somebody in the face for hacking a fucking oil pipeline.
Yep,
it's a bit extreme.
I don't think so.
Because you got to get your gasoline.
No, because the fucking precedent, man. I mean, what's gonna get shut down next? If they can hack that, what's coming? You know what I mean? Like, oh, we got $5 million for doing this one. Let's shut the power grid down. Let's shut water down.
Agreed. I agree with you to that point. But the idea that then it's just like every time you're basically holding the government hostage then until the government does something.
Yeah.
You're holding a pipeline hostage until they get $5 million. That fucking sucks. But saying the pipeline's like, well, I can't pay you. We're not going to pay you. The government's going to do something. And it's like, what if they can't?
Then what? Oh, exactly. Hack them back. Another option. You know what I mean? You have the full resources of the U.S. government. You're telling me they can't figure out who's shut that shit down, or track it down.
Figure out who hacked our voter ballots, let alone who can hack a pipeline.
Oh, it was Joe Biden hacked the voter ballots. You know this.
This dude doesn't know how to read his electronic mail.
Massive fraud.
He can't figure out how to operate his twit book. Let alone fucking hack a pipeline. I don't know. There's no real, it's like no real answer. If you ask me, I don't think there's a real answer. The idea is that make sure that your systems are up to date and they can't be hacked before they get hacked.
Yeah. Let's figure this out. Definitely figure it out.
Do it before. I mean, I'm sure, and I'm not saying that they're not running their shit off a Commodore 64. I mean, I'm sure they have some security things in place, protocols in place, but
obviously not good enough.
Obviously,
not fucking good enough. Especially, if your company is shut down for a couple of days and it shuts down gasoline on the, East Coast, like it's a fucking problem.
I agree.
No, they should not be reimbursed for their fucking losses. You're exactly
No.
right. They should eat it 100%.
Yeah.
It's their fucking fault. I'm not saying the government, should help them or pay them or whatever. I'm saying the government should take care of their fucking hackers and get rid of them.
Biden came out and they asked him about it, and when he decided to answer that question, he was like, we're not going to do anything about it because there's no proof that Russia had anything to do with this. I think that if it was another government stepping in and hacking us, whatever, because I'm not a computer guy, so that just
I don't think they're going to do that though. I don't think you're going to see Russia with a flag, hacking a computer. I think it's going to be, supported by Russia, supported by Iran, but even then,
because even then, what's the end game? To piss some people off for a couple of days?
Well, what if it's a trial run?
$500?
What if it's to see what we can do? Okay, we can shut a pipeline down and look how much shit it costs. Let's shut the water down. Let's shut the Hoover Dam down. Let's kill water and power to California. I mean, where's it go?
Well, I don't know. I agree. Yes, but that's the world we live in now, right? So
Yeah.
With the more we move to everything is electronic, the more we are open to electronic like terrorism. So just the truth from a fishy site, and then just completely
Yeah.
Oh, here's a picture of the president with his head up his own ass.
Oh, I got a free iPhone. Click. Oh God.
Yeah,
The whole world's
that's how
dead
I
now.
feel, too. I don't think that they would demand a ransom. Yeah, I'm just with you. Yeah.
Crazy shit though, man. Absolutely crazy shit.
Who the fuck is Penelope Garcia?
That's the chick from Criminal Minds.
Ugh,
Yeah, I don't like that show either.
I
But
take it
I know
back. A different Sheldon for president.
different Sheldon. maybe John. All right, buds.
Oh my god, moving to fucking Canada. Oh, fucking criminal.
All right, man. So we called this show a live day today, man. So today's your live day.
Today I thought we had so much more to talk about. Is there
No, not really, man. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about Biden no more.
Let's talk about one more thing. Let's talk about fucking Israeli on the.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Have you guys seen that shit?
Yeah.
There's a war going on right now.
Holy fuck. Like, not just a war, like a serious fucking war.
Yeah.
Like babies and children. They're bombing fucking like schools and shit. Like, this is not like.
Well, one side's just shooting off rockets wherever the hell they want to go. And
well, this is a trained armed military versus a bunch of dudes.
yeah.
Like, that's what it's like fucking crazy.
But it's a bunch of dudes who are attacking a trained armed military. It's like, dude. I mean, you're right. It's a mess because, no one knows what to think about it. Do we just let the Palestinians have their day and, shoot rockets, or should Israel go in there and clean them the fuck out? I mean, it's really hard to.
Ooh, you're
to
pro
judge.
Israel, huh?
Which
Ooh,
one?
You are. You're pro.
No, not really. I'm not, dude. Listen, I'm pro. These people have been fighting for thousands of years. Let them keep fucking fighting because I don't care. It means nothing to me. I'm sorry. I mean, it's everybody. Everyone has claimed that land at one point or another. There was crusades about that land. I mean, who gives a shit? I don't care anymore. I'm so tired of hearing about Israel and Palestinians and Hezbollah and everyone else. Like, listen, you guys built a country full of people that everybody's going to hate in the middle of everybody. No one likes you for that reason.
You got the Jews versus the Arabs. We just need the Christians to come in, and we'll just have like a fucking godly three-way and just see who wins. Just a round robin of kicking each other in the balls until someone loses.
We just need Sean Connery to come back and lead the way. That's all we need.
Connery.
I mean, that lead us right into the Crusades. I mean, but
right into the Crusades.
But no, man, I'm not pro-Israel or pro-Palestinian or whatever. I'm just like, dude, figure it out. At some point, fucking figure it out. If you're tired of getting bombed, get them the fuck out of there. If you're tired of Israel being there, get them the fuck out of there. It's got nothing to do with me.
You're like Wayne from Letterkenny. Just figure it out.
Just figure it out.
Figure it out.
What do you think, man? Are you you're not pro-Israel then, huh?
I'm not pro anybody who any country that is so unbelievably advanced compared to a country that isn't invading that country. Like,
Well, it's not a
I'm
country.
pro underdog. Like, I don't care, if the Palestinians. I mean, when you look at the whole thing, the Palestinians just want a country. They just want, because Israel doesn't even recognize them as a country. Like, they're
Well,
just,
this isn't Palestinian people shooting off rockets. This is, what is it, Hamas or whatever, or Hamas.
that seems racist.
Well, I don't fucking know. It's not racist. I don't know what they're fucking called, but it's a militant group that's shooting off rockets. I mean, should just sit there and take it, or I mean, what do you think?
Well, no, of course not. I mean, they have the Iron Dome, which Ray had mentioned, and I don't know if you've ever seen any videos on the Iron Dome.
It's fucking cool to watch.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. So a few rockets, I just honestly don't see. I don't want anyone to die. Just put that out there. Yeah. But I mean, like, I don't see how they can even consider that a threat. While a rocket will kill people, but compared to the Israeli army, I mean,
yeah. Listen, that is so close to hummus. You cannot call me a fucking racist.
Hummus. It's really fast. Yeah, hummus still seems super racist.
But I don't know, man. It's interesting to see what's going to happen with it now, because Israel can use it for justification to go in there and just take them out finally, and you know what I mean, claim that area and just quell the resistance. I'm kind of worried it's going to happen. It's going to be like fucking genocide. It's very possible.
Well, that's what I'm really worried about, honestly, is watching Israel just be done with this. Like, I'm just done with this. We're going to march in and kill everyone, and anyone who doesn't resist can live, but anyone who does will die.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's not outside their own possibility that they're going to fucking just
literally. I mean, we're because the U.S. is so closely tied with the Israelis. They have, let's say
everything.
60% of our military arms, our armament, is their armament because we sell them guns and shit.
Yep.
So they're fighting with the best military, the strongest military in the world's weapons, versus people who've been beaten down for the last 50, 100 years. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think. I mean, again, I don't want anyone to die. It's rough. It's a rough time. But I think there's got to be some kind of peaceful.
There's got to be, dude. It's 2021. At some point, your religious war should come to an end. I mean, Jesus.
Well, it's one of those things where where's the end game here? The Palestinians will never be able to invade Israel. It will never happen. And the Israelis cannot wipe out an entire group of people while the world watches.
Yep. So, well, the scary part is it's going to turn into like an insurgency war, because there's Palestinians all throughout Israel, and they're seeing it. There's riots, there's protests, whatever you want to call it.
How can you fight? You know what I mean? That's how want to invade us would have to do it.
Yep. And it's like, when you get to a point where they're just going to say, fuck it, throw their hands up and start bombing people, dude. So we'll see what happens with it, man. Hey, let's turn the corner real quick. Let's talk about Elon Musk, man.
Ray, you're an asshole.
Let's talk about your boy Elon, man, and his decision to cut crypto out.
Yeah, holy crap. Let's shift gears here for a minute. He decided that we're wasting too much power on Bitcoin, and decided that he doesn't want to be part of that anymore, which is a little suspicious. He's sus. The dude's straight sus, because like all of a sudden, when he was he's using Tesla and stuff to invest in crypto into Bitcoin specifically, raised the price to a crazy amount, and then sold a bunch, liquidated all his crypto, and then now he's bagging on it. So the price is dropping. So as soon as it drops,
he's gonna buy it again. The dude's Batman. I'm saying he's gonna come up with Musk's. It's not gonna be fucking Bitcoin anymore. It's gonna be Musk's. He's gonna change the name. He's gonna buy so much of it.
Me too, Ray. Card ADA is saving my whole fucking portfolio right now. But yeah, so I he's still the Doge father. If you watch that Saturday Night Live, he's still very much plugging Dogecoin. But I mean, dude, I don't know. I don't know what cryptocurrency is the way of the future, without a doubt. There's just no way around it. Maybe not in our lifetime, but in your kids' lifetime.
Yeah.
I do.
I mean, I looked into it a couple of years ago, a little bit, but honestly, I haven't invested in it. I haven't done anything with it. I've just watched it like, wow, this is crazy.
I
Trying to figure out what's going on with it.
I hopped on the Dogecoin train a few months back and made a little bit of money off of it and used that to kind of steamroll the rest of my investments and stuff. But yeah, I haven't invested you hear stories about guys who invest like their whole life savings or mortgage their house and shit. I'm not that deep into it, but you know, I definitely dabble for sure. And to see a guy who with that much influence just
one guy can crash the market. That's insane.
Yeah, because it's illegal for him to do that with the stock market. You can't do anything. But there's no regulations with the government with crypto,
Yep.
so you can absolutely do it with that. So,
Dude, it makes so much more sense too. I mean, it costs money to print money. You know, it costs money to swipe your credit card. Everything you're paying is more because of processing fees. You don't have that shit with crypto. I mean, it's a really good idea. It really is. You know, I'd like to see it make the change and take over, honestly, and just get rid of cash altogether.
Yeah. You know,
plus the idea of banking your money based on what the government says it's worth is a problem too.
Say that again.
Having your money based on what the Federal Reserve says, like right now there's inflation going on, so your money is worth less than it was last week. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the idea, is that, you know, people are saying that, you know, cryptocurrency isn't real, but you know, either is the dollar.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we're banking on the fact that the United States has a big vault of gold somewhere.
Well, we're not even there anymore. We don't have a gold standard. It's just they just print it.
We haven't seen since the 70s or whatever. Yeah, the money is the money. We all agree that a dollar is worth a dollar.
No, yeah, they're like, you get $1 trillion, and then your dollar's worth 35 cents.
Right. Nice. Ray, I'd love to sit and talk to you. I could talk crypto all day long. I'm one of those guys. I could sit and talk with you all night long. So if you ever want to get back into this, Ray, I'd love to talk to you about crypto.
Come on the show, talk about crypto.
Yeah, it is fascinating. I fall asleep with my phone on my face doing research. It's absolutely crazy, and it irritates the shit out of me that someone like that Elon Musk can just absolutely have so much effect over millions of people's money.
Yeah.
Like in one tweet, he can bankrupt you.
Well, it's just that it's the counter to all the people from Wall Street bets that are like, oh, we can change the market and everything if we all just bet on GameStop. Well, it was screw the billionaires now. Well, no, Elon Musk just came out and told you. He just spanked you guys. He's like, no.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's wild because he was supposed to be the savior. He's supposed to be the good guy billionaire, you know, and he's like, if you look at his track record, he's just making money. He's being a billionaire. That's what billionaires do. They become more billionaires.
Yeah.
So he's not out to help you or I. He's out to help himself. So
I like Elon. I'm still waiting for his phone call. He needs to offer me a job at SpaceX. So we're going to wait on that a little while longer before I start trashing him. Elon, I don't agree. You're a great guy. I don't give a fuck what Dustin said about you.
Oh, that's funny. Elon is Mike's future boss. Elon is Mike's future rejection letter.
A lot of them.
Dear Mike Sheldon, please stop sending us your resume. I'm Elon. He's gonna tweet you specifically.
You asshole.
Please stop it. It's annoying.
I'm paying a guy just to sort through your applications.
You have single-handedly wiped out the rainforest. Yeah,
all right.
No, it's true. This is the point. So he liquefied his Bitcoin, and then he needs to drop the price so he can buy it back at a cheaper price, which is what he's doing. So,
well, yeah. Once he liquidates, everyone else will start liquidating, and then it's gonna tank.
Yeah, that's what it is. And that's got red days for days. But yeah, so my hat's off to you, Elon. That's a way to game the system, but fuck you at the same time. So
why not? You need another few $1 billion, right?
Listen, yeah, I mean, screw the little guys. That's
exactly
the way billionaires get more rich, by screwing the little guys. But yeah, so today's a special day. We'll get off that because I get all riled up about crypto for days. But Yeah, so today's a special day, man. Today's an Alive Day, and I kind of wanted to talk about it every year for my personal Alive Day. Well, let me stop there.
What is a
Anyone
live
that,
day? Let's talk
so
about that first. What is an alive day? I don't have an alive day.
so an Alive Day is something that something that came around as far as I know. I don't know the history, obviously. I just know how it pertains to me because I'm an American and I don't care about history unless it pertains to me. So, it's one of those things where if I had a near death experience, right? And 14 years ago today, I was shot in Afghanistan and almost died. And from then on, you kind of celebrate life. You look at life a little differently. You take less things for granted, like being alive. I share this day with a couple other buddies of mine, a photographer in um, Ireland, actually, and we were pretty badly wounded the same day. So he and I we share. We only talk like one day a year, and today's the day, and we always catch up and make sure that we're doing okay. And it kind of connected us. But so an Alive Day for me is something that happened to you that might make you change your perspective on life. Right. So, I mean, it could be, as someone who literally is Mr. Glass over there and breaks his shit every single day.
He says, not my neck, everything else.
It's true. But I mean, like, I was talking to our friend Dennis earlier about, he snapped his leg really bad, about a year or so ago. And it really,
I know
made
that
him,
feeling.
yeah, really terribly. And it made him really appreciate just even be able to walk again, because it was so painful and it changed his perspective on life, and so those guys, or anyone who's in the comment section right now, if you have anything like that, I would love to read them. If there's anything that ever happened to you or anything that happened to somebody that really changed their life, or just anything, survived cancer, you had a car accident, you had a really bad paper cut, let us know in the comments. I would love to hear about them, because that kind of stuff really, it motivates me. It really lifts my spirits too. So please feel free, type it out. I would love to hear that. So
let's dig into this, man. So you joined up in the Army, what, about 2004, 2005? Something like that?
Yeah.
What took you there, man? Or what was it? What made you want to join the Army?
I want to be G.I. Joe. I want to be a Rambo. No, I'm just joking. That's not true at all. My father comes from a large family. My father has 13 brothers and sisters. A lot of them have passed away at this point. But they all of the men in my family were in the Army, including my father and his father and his father. And then on my mom's side, her brother and her father, basically everybody was in the Army. So it felt like a way to carry on a tradition. It felt like a way to continue on the torch, the family torch, And on top of it all, it always just felt like the right thing to do. I feel like I needed to serve somehow, and I didn't know how. And I was in a really bad place in my life at that point. I was in trouble with the law, and I just really had no future. I wasn't really going anywhere. And it just all really made sense. I was going to join when I was 18, and I didn't, because I was in a relationship that didn't work out because of me. It was my fault for sure. And then again, when I was 21, I was going to join again, and I was like, no, I was working at Andiamo's in Dearborn. For those of you who know the area, I was working out there, making a lot of money, and I was like, screw this, I'm staying here working. Like, I make a load of money. I'm not going to the Army. Yeah. But when I got to about 23, I was like, this is just what I got to do. I got to do this now, either now or never. So I joined, and went through basic training and through airborne school and stuff, and right as soon as I got out, I got stationed in Fort Drum in New York, and 22 days later, I was on a plane to Afghanistan. So my time in
not very much time, huh?
No, not even. No, because most soldiers, they go through like a kind of a training phase for about a year, like out in California, and they learn how to fight and how to work together as a team and stuff. And I just joined and got sent overseas, and that was it. I didn't know anybody. I was by myself. I was a soldier that didn't have any friends. I was just there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
So you were infantry, right?
It was.
So what'd you do? I know infantry, run around and shoot people, whatever. But what were your missions like? I mean, what was your main goal? Were you knocking doors? Were you out in the desert? I mean,
so there weren't really a lot of doors where I was at. They were more like rugs hanging over. So I mean, yeah, you can kick it all you want, but you're kind of just getting the
I'm gonna kick this fucking rug in.
I'm gonna kick the shit out of this rug. So yeah, we were the farthest north and east than any other coalition unit had ever been at that time. So they moved farther since, but at the time, we were in the wilds. There was no they had heard of Americans, but they'd never met one.
Wow.
So they were not like yeah, it's true. Can't knock on a cave with them. You can. It takes an Apache helicopter and a bunch of Hellfire missiles.
Knock knock.
Really well. I have video. I'll put it up one day. But it's different. We were part of what the Army called a RISTA unit, which is reconnaissance. Oh God, I forgot what RISTA stands for. RSTA. Anyway, but it's been a while. It was dissolved right away because it just didn't work out. It's kind of like Marine Force Recon guys, like specialized missions, small units. We were sent to do specific things. Like it wasn't like gonna go and patrol a highway or something. We were designed to do specific. We had snipers and mortars and mechanics and all kinds of.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, it wasn't just the infantry. Like we had MPs with us, we had medics, we had fucking cooks. I mean, we were a very self-sustaining unit. We could do whatever we wanted whenever we needed to. So.
Oh wow. So if you're cool with it, man, why don't you tell us about your Alive Day? I mean, what happened, that day when you got shot up?
Yeah. So yeah. Get into that. I kind of want to go back up. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you. I think I would love to.
I was going to share some of those afterwards.
Okay, great. I do. I really do want to mention some of these. These are fantastic. Thank you guys for sharing. Like, wow, I didn't know a lot of this stuff. That's amazing. You guys are amazing. But yeah, so it was, as you know, my birthday is May 11th. So it was a couple days after my birthday. And I had spent, what is that icon? We got a little, my connection's unstable. Uh-oh, I'm screwed. Anyway, but yeah, so we were done with the missions. We were getting ready to roll out. We were part of Bush Jr.'s Extend the Troops program. So instead of there for a year, we were there for a year and a half. And we were getting ready to finish up our last mission that morning, which we did. It was just a drop off for SF guys. They're snipers. They were dropping them off on the other side of the river, just following them up, letting them do their thing because they're absolute crazed monsters. those SF guys are something special. Yeah, so our replacement guys were coming in, and we told them not to take a long convoy up to where we were because it was really dangerous, and any kind of huge convoy would be immediately ambushed. We just knew this. And of course they said, screw you, we know better. And then they got ambushed. So,
oh, wow.
They got ambushed and a handful of guys died. And they had a lot of local ANA guys, which are like Afghan National Army. They had a lot of local guys and they were killed as well. So we had already started, earlier in the week, we had already started sending our gear back and transporting some of our stuff. So we didn't have a lot of ammunition. We didn't have enough just to be combat effective, but that's about it. We didn't have anything extra.
Basically like a skeleton crew.
Basically a skeleton crew. Yeah, exactly. Like when you're getting ready to be done with a job or like a well, I'm assuming when you're just starting to tear it down, that kind of stuff. But yeah, so we find out through the radio that the convoy got hit, and our guys said, we got to go out and try to help. So we had 4 trucks. So we hopped in 3 of them. A sergeant, Sergeant Anderson at the time, yelled to me, he said, "Hey, get my gun. We need a gunner." And I was always that guy who volunteered for missions because I hated pulling guard duty. So if I could get outside the wire to do something, I was going to. So we rolled out the gate to help out, and we had a pretty hairy situation there for a minute. We had Apaches overhead to keep the bad guys' heads down, because whenever those things are in the air, I mean, they're death on wings. Like, those things are. There's nothing you can do to shoot them. I mean, even as an American soldier, I wouldn't want to fight on the ground versus an Apache helicopter. Like, I mean, fucking way. Like, so we knew we had some time. So we get out and we're loading bodies and pieces of bodies and figuring out ways to dispose of any used ammunition or unused ammunition. Because there are trucks full of, RPGs and grenades and mortars and fucking.
You can't carry it all back.
Can't carry it back. I mean, so we're like figuring out, I could chuck a grenade in the back of this fucking truck. I don't know. It's in the river. Like, I mean, what are we going to, we're trying to figure this shit out. And then, of course, all hell breaks loose, right? The Apaches bug out because they run out of fuel. So then all hell breaks loose, and, we start getting shot, and our trucks are about 100 meters apart at this point. Then we had 2 sergeants pinned down in the middle between the 2 trucks. And then my truck was the first one in, the last one out. So that's kind of how it goes, like this way. And then you turn around and go back that way. So be the first one in. So we had, ammunition and stuff and bodies and shit in the back of the truck. And we're trying to lay down cover fire, and, just bullets and rockets and shit everywhere. And we get one of the E5s or E6s that was with us. He got shot through the arm. And we were like, listen, we got to get out of here. Like, we're kind of pinned down. We don't really have, I'm on a 50 caliber machine gun, and I'm putting canister after canister of bullets just anywhere they tell me to shoot, because it's just chaos. Like, it's just chaos. I'm spinning 360. We're kind of like, it's kind of like this. There's a river here, and then there's a mountain this way, and then a river, and then another mountain. So we're kind of like in a bowl, and they're shooting down at us. So, I mean, you're like aiming your gun this way to shoot up, and it's fucking hairy. Like, it's fucking hairy. Like, we had a photographer with us, John McHugh. I mentioned him earlier, and he got shot through the stomach, just below the plate carrier, and it came out his back. And he was dressed differently, and we were like, in retrospect, we think absolutely there was a sniper, because they were picking off people who looked important.
Yeah. So he was nice and clean.
Yeah, well, not only clean, but he was wearing different color armor and a helmet and stuff like that.
Okay.
The rest of us, the rest
so
of us.
like differentiated himself. Like,
yeah, without a doubt. Like, he was definitely
me.
protected.
Yeah.
But, he didn't look like the rest of us. He could have been anybody.
Yeah.
So I remember them dragging him between there's a big boulder on the driver's side of the truck, and they pulled him between the truck and the driver's side, or the boulder. And I remember them laying his head down, and a bullet pinged off the rock just above his head, right as they put his head down. And like, if they would continue to hold his head up, they'd have shot him right in the side of the head, and he'd have been obviously very dead. But yeah, so they started to, work on him as much as they can. At this point, the sergeants that were pinned between the rock took off running. We laid down cover fire. They took off running towards us. So now we got like 8 guys-ish, give or take, plus casualties in a Humvee designed for, let's say, 5 real, 1 gunner, 4 passengers. So we got, this truck is full. Like, not in the truck yet, but I mean, we're talking like this is a problem. We called in artillery And God, those artillery guys, we were like, let's just drop it on top of us. Like, I don't know what to do here. We don't know where they are. Just, we're in a canyon, but like, you just got to put it everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
So they dropped 105s and 155s just everywhere. I mean, it was just deafening. When they'd hit, the shockwave would just rip through you because it's so close. You could feel like your heart stop. You know, like it was like
That's fucking
like
crazy.
You ever been to a concert and stood in front of the speakers, and it's like you can feel the force push your skin. It's unreal. I'll never forget that feeling. Yeah, and I swung the gun around. There was a hut. And honestly, to this day, I have no clue if there was bad guys in that hut, but I fucked that hut up, boy. There was a hut across the way that someone said that they thought they saw gunfire, so I laid into that bitch. I must have put 100 rounds straight through that thing. And I mean, either it's a bunch of dead guys or a bunch of dead cows. But either way,
if he's still in there, he ain't happy.
Yeah, he ain't whole anymore. But yeah, so you know, it was pretty hairy at that point. We were like, this is bad. We got to get the fuck out of here. And I just loaded my last can of ammo up, so I already put like 900 rounds downrange. We carry about 1,000 rounds, and I already put 900 rounds down. My barrel's smoking hot, and you could feel like the shrapnel from the fucking rocks and shit hitting you because the bullets hit the rocks shatter, and you know they hit you. And then, man, I felt like someone like if Ryan slugged you as hard as he could. It felt like the biggest guy hit you as hard as he could in the chest, and I like bounced back, and then I fell forward, and then I bounced back again. It was like a ping pong ball, like in the turret. And I fell down to the turret, and I'm like, I had no clue what happened. I thought it was shrapnel or something. I look over and I try to like grab something, and my arm would move. And my first thought was my arm was gone. That was my first thought. It was like, because I couldn't feel it and I couldn't move it. So I was like, my arm's gone. Like I just got my arm blown off. And I look over and it's still there, thank God. So I try to I yell, I've been hit, I've been shot, and I'm fucking screaming, like, hey, there's no gun, I'm shot, no one's in the gun. I try to climb back up into the gun, and at that point, people were climbing into the truck. Mm-hmm. So there was 8 of us trying to get into this truck, and so I was laying with my feet in the passenger seat and my head in the seat behind the driver's seat, kind of like an S. And one of the sergeants was sitting on my hip, Sergeant Sears. He was sitting on my hip with the latch for the Humvee resting on his head, and then still shooting what was left of the ammo. And everyone was just piled in. There was a medic that had started cutting my blouse off of me to try to patch me up. And they're like, don't you fucking die. You're going to fine. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm not it's not bad. I'm fine. Like that kind of thing. And, I was like, honestly, I'm just thirsty. So they gave me water. And Sergeant Sears was like, don't you fucking die. If you don't die, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a promise. If you don't die, you can touch my balls. He still owes me. I'm looking at you. You still owe me. It's been 14 years. But yeah, it's always something. It is a joke. Back. Anyway, but yeah, so we fucking cruise on back like it's just no other day. But it turns out that I didn't know this when we get back into the wire, and the medics run out, and there's already a Blackhawk there taking people away, and the medics run up and they're like, get on the stretcher. I'm like, fuck you guys, I'm not getting on the stretcher. I've seen you drop people off the stretcher. I'm not about that. I'm shot in the arm. I can fucking walk. It's fine. It's just through the chest. But I go up and I grab my phone or my camera, because I had a little digital camera at the time, and my iPod, because I'm not leaving without my music. I'm walking to the helicopter.
Hold on.
Yeah, no, for real. That.
Wait.
That's not we had a rollover thing where RPGs blew our truck in half and rolled us over and stuff. And the first thing I grabbed was my iPod and my camera, and then my rifle.
Fucking priorities.
But yeah, so we get back, and I lay down and in the field waiting for the medevac and stuff. the John McHugh, John takes a picture of me, which ends up going into, oh God, I can't remember the name of the magazine, but into a magazine. It's a really beautiful picture, black and white. And my buddy Cerezo, who was on Doc, he's leaning.
Yeah, he was on in December, guys. Go back and check that one out. It was a
Yeah,
good
it's a
show.
really great interview. But yeah, I'm laying down and I can see the flight medic is about to stab me with morphine. I'm like, don't you fucking stab me. I don't want to have morphine. And Doc is like, you got to put your leg down because my knee is cocked up. Like I'm laying on my back with my knee up.
Mhm.
Like, I put your leg down. And I said, no, I'm not putting my leg down. I know as soon as I do, you're going to stab me with that fucking morphine. Like, I don't want that. And they're like, no, we just need to put your leg down so we can move you into the helicopter. I said, I can walk. I'm like arguing. No, I can fucking walk. You're not. And Doc looks over me and he's looking over my head, like from this way. He's like
Spider-Man kiss.
Yeah, exactly. He says, Kittle, you got to just relax. He's not going to stab you. Promise. I said, all right, I trust you. And man, as soon as I put my leg fucking down, 3 times with that fucking morphine, he stabbed me in the thigh. I'm like, you fucking liar.
Like, man, this guy might shut the fuck up now. Go to sleep, bitch.
I'm telling you, it was about 30 seconds of me being irritated and about 20 minutes of me feeling fantastic.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Man, it was just love in the air. Let me tell you. But yeah, man, and it was quite the experience, and you know, it turns out, and I didn't know this at the time, obviously, how could you? But the trajectory of the bullet hit me here, hit my collarbone, and turned in, and then came out my back. And the doctor's like, hey, the way that was looking is if you were looking down instead of looking up into the mountains, it had caught you in the temple, and you would have definitely not.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so it was just happened to be you were just far enough back in the turret with your head up that it went under your chin. I mean, if you'd have moved forward, it'd hit you in the throat. I mean, it was literally inches from any direction. I would have absolutely not made it. Like without.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it was something special, and it because of that, not only has the brotherhood of of all of us that day really brought us together. That horrible day, but I look at it as a good thing too, because it allowed me to really appreciate the people who are in my life now, my future wife, and of course you and Justin and Katie, everybody who really, all you guys at home listening to me bullshit about this stuff right now.
Yeah.
This is it really means a lot to me just to be here, and there are these type of things that that happen to us in our lives that really change our perspective. It doesn't have to be as extreme as that story. Jess had mentioned motorcycle accidents, or
even Josh here talking about he had lymphoma. I can't imagine just not knowing what's going to happen next. If you need chemo, or what's going to happen, or what's your life expectancy. I can't imagine being faced with something like that and knowing that that the clock's ticking, possibly.
You hear people always tell you, don't take things for granted. Don't, time is short. Always do, especially when you're a kid and adults are telling you, don't do this. You enjoy life while you can, enjoy your youth, that kind of shit. Which is now me. I get to say that to you.
With your fucking stick. Get off my lawn.
But
don't take it for granted.
But it's one of those things where it doesn't have to be an extreme like life or death situation. Take the little things that happen to you, that take it as a way to gain some perspective.
Yeah.
You've broken what, 200-300 bones. What?
A lot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not as cool as your fucking story, though. I mean, but I spent 2 years recovering. I had back-to-back surgeries. I had my knee rebuilt twice, and then I broke my ankle too. So I had, a plate put in my ankle and some wire and some screws and shit. And that was all back to back to back. It took me 2 years to recover. I mean,
but
I started
years on your back, like laid up.
Not on my back, but before.
I mean, not on your back, but I mean, you weren't out running.
No, I was on crutches for almost 6 months. And then, 2 years of just getting back to normal. I went back to work in the oil field before I was anywhere near close to being good.
Yeah.
And it was only recently, like probably November, December, I was like, oh my God, I can run. And I cried like a little bitch. I'm like, oh my God, this is so crazy. I can actually run. And cause I hadn't done it in years. So, I mean, I can kind of appreciate it more, but I mean, not nearly as much as almost dying. I don't have any near death experiences.
It doesn't, again, first off, you don't have to. That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to say here is that, just having something affect your day-to-day life or have something affect your life in a negative way doesn't have to be negative. You can turn that into a positive. You said, you cried, you're like able to do this. Like it's important. That's a big thing. That's not something to, scoff at. It's real. I'm reading through some of these. I mean,
Sean's had similar injuries, as I had. Justin even said our X-rays looked identical as far as breaking our ankles and stuff.
I'm familiar with this story with Sean in the
back. Where
Sean,
he hit
died.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, you smashed in the back of a tanker in your car. I mean, there's no an inch to the left, an inch to the right. Who knows what could have happened? This is don't take your life for granted is what I'm trying to say. What is the point of a live day is like, it's kind of putting it all back into perspective and, really, thinking about things and appreciating everyone. I mean,
this is the closest one to home for me. My mom had a liver transplant maybe 10 years ago now, maybe not that long, something like that, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. And, not knowing, being on the list and, we'd go to her appointments with her and they wanted family visits so we can all, know what's going to happen and what's going on, what the next steps are. And she got the call right after I flew to Texas. Like I'd been in Texas for like a day and a half and she got the call to go get her a transplant. So I was stuck there. I couldn't go there and be there with her. But man, I can't imagine, someone else passed and she got their liver and, it's prolonged her life. And I can't imagine that feeling, how much appreciation she has for it. She posts every year about it,
Well, not just that, but how much do you appreciate it?
Yeah.
It's not just you, or it's not just her whose life is affected. It's the people
yep.
around.
Me, my wife, my kids, all having grandma around, it's huge. It's, you got to appreciate every day you get.
It really is. And I know this is not our usual lighthearted kind of our show, but it's important to take a moment and think about it and definitely, kiss your loved ones tonight. Send that text, hold that hand, do whatever you got to do. I mean, just to be like, hey, this could have gone differently and I might not be here or you might not be here or so on and so forth. I mean, I get a lot of texts on this day and I get a lot of Facebook messages and things like that. And it's always really nice to, especially with people who I barely talk to, they'll take their time out of their day just to be like, hey man, glad you're alive.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It really means a lot, so a live day can mean a lot of things. It doesn't have to be some crazy war story. It doesn't have to be, whatever, getting shot or blown up or something.
Well, I mean, I had never even heard the term until, a couple of years ago when you started saying it's my live day. And then I had to put it together. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just crazy to think about, man, like how fragile it is and how close, to a coin flip either way. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be here.
Inches within inches. And that wasn't like just me waxing poetic or being romantic. It was literally the doctor's like, look, dude, I don't know how you what happened. Someone tilted your head back or you happened to tilt your head back at the right time because you would not be here. Or, the way the lungs are, it could have gone an inch lower and hit me in the lungs. And I definitely would have been dead before I got back to anywhere that could save me that way. So,
yeah, you still feel it every day now. I imagine every time you move, it's a reminder.
Yeah, because the good old Army, they never really fixed it. So I don't have plates or anything, just bone on what used to be bone.
2 shoulder blades just clicking away.
part of my collarbone grinding together. I mean, yeah, it is.
I want to know more about this one right here.
Yeah, this is pretty. I was reading that. That's pretty intense, man.
It almost shut down the whole conversation. We both stopped to read it when he posted. We're like, what?
Man, that is crazy.
Listen, Ray, you're crazy. You're a crazy fucking person. No. But if this was real to you, it was real to you. know,
No,
and
I mean that feels like you're trivializing it a little. I've been hitting the ball a little hard today.
yeah, you're like, I think it's.
I'm feeling like Biden giving a speech here.
Anyway,
Yeah, no, yeah. So yeah, it does. You're not wrong. But anyway, back to Ray. Yeah, that's absolutely crazy, dude. Like I mean, if you
should have caught last week's show. We talked about this kind of shit, Ray. See, you missed it.
That's wild. That's absolutely. Man, that is insane. Some of these stories are just absolutely wow. Yeah, you guys see, everyone has some kind of story.
Something that, you know, just makes them appreciate life more. And, you know, it's like, you know, you want people to experience something like that to where they can appreciate what they have, but, you know, you don't want them to have to go through it. So it's hard. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was the joke with the Army, you know, when I was in basic training, that was like, you know, the Purple Heart is like the medal everyone wants, but no one wants to earn. You know, it's because you got to get wounded to get it, but you know, it's a prestigious award, but no one fucking wants it, like, or no one wants to earn it, and everyone wants it. But yeah, it's those things where it's hard to have that kind of life perspective if you've never almost lost your life, but you can have it for other people. You know, ones in your life who might not have made it for something.
Well, I mean, you can, myself personally, you know, seeing my mom struggles and, you know, her going through a liver transplant and, you know, her life just changing, you know, how sick she was before she had her transplant and how vibrant she was afterwards. It made me appreciate life more. So, I mean, even if you don't have your own experience, seeing what's going on with people around you can really, you know, have that impact on you too. Yeah. Josh Brown. Oh man, he jumped on here. Yeah. He hit a brick wall doing 80. I remember that.
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember that. Gosh.
I believe you followed it up with a Grim Reaper tattoo on your shoulder. I think that's what happened with that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember hearing about that, man. That was crazy. He fucked himself up bad.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so take the time out, guys. You know, we won't keep you too much longer.
It hurt.
It hurt. Generally does.
Man, Josh, you really waxed poetic on that one, man. I really appreciate that.
You had the wordsmith.
Ouch. Pain.
I would have sent a poet, but I had the words myself. But yeah, make sure you guys go out and thank somebody, or just tell them how much you appreciate them. You know, take the time out, like for real, or take time out to enjoy your own life. You know, if something were to happen, you know, or something did happen, you know, be like, hey, you know what? I'm actually pretty fucking lucky.
Yeah.
Look at, you know, life does get down, especially this post-COVID world. You know, everything's going crazy. Everyone's irritated. Take time out and take care of yourselves, you know.
Yeah.
And also do me a favor. We're gonna do this content creator bullshit thing that we promised we wouldn't do, but we're gonna do it anyway. Make sure that you give us a little thumbs up and a little subscribe for the show.
Oh shit! A follow or a share?
Yeah, if you could follow or share, that would be really great. We're trying to get this thing to be fantastically amazing as we think it is. So yeah, if you could really just give us a thumbs up on the little, what do you kids call it? Your little emoji cons
on the Facebook,
on the Twitter book,
the Twitter sphere. All right, guys, we
really appreciate it.
Yeah, we're gonna cut it off at the Twitter sphere. So you know, thanks guys for coming on and watching the show. You know, Josh, thanks for jumping in, man. We haven't seen you on here before. We really appreciate it. You know, everyone else who, you know, is new to watching it. We have a lot of people watching live tonight, so we really appreciate it, guys. You know, we're glad you're all still here. You know, Dustin, definitely, you know, happy Alive Day. You know, we're happy you made it through that. So we'll be back next week, man, 10 o'clock. We might get a time travel. I don't know. That's we'll see what happens.
I will, Jared. Thank you. I'll check it out. And yes, guys, thank you for the reaction. Thank you for the likes and the shares. We really do need it, and we really do appreciate it. So thank you so much again. You guys have a great night.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.